This past summer, one of UIS's study abroad programs took place in the Gambia. The trip was a joint effort of public health, undergraduate research, teacher education, and global studies. 4 students and 3 faculty members from UIS spent a month studying abroad in the Gambia, a small country in Western Africa. I'm joined now by Josiah Alamu, who is the Associate Professor and Chair of Public Health at UIS. And first of all, Josiah, how long have you been going to the Gambia, making these trips?
Yeah, the program started in 2011. That's almost 6 years now. But we didn't go in 2015 due to Ebola, outbreak in the region.
When you went this year, what did you do? And where did you go, first of all?
So we went to the Gambia. As you can see, Gambia is a very tiny country inside Senegal, and it's surrounded completely by Senegal except on the west by the Atlantic Ocean. It's called the Smiling Coast of West Africa.
And what did you do there?
Traditionally, we take all students from UIS. The program is open to all students, and when we go to the Gambia, they are engaged in research and educational activities. So this June, we did water sampling. Students joined us. We did water quality, of the river Gambia and the well water around the country. And we also have students who studied Gambia social-political issues. For example, female genital mutilation with Gamcotrap, and they also study HIV, and other policy around the country.
What has been the students' reaction? What's the impact of this trip been on them?
The trip is like an eye-opener to our UIS students who has never traveled out of the United States. They have changed. They now consider themselves as global world citizens, and they are now competent, culturally. And the way they react to people now is different, and the way they talk about other culture is, very different. So I'm so glad that, the UIS is transforming the lives of UIS students through this type of program.
In late April 2016, UIS dedicated the new UIS Child Protection Training Academy, which includes a simulated training house and a mock courtroom. The 2 labs are designed to train students and first responders to identify and respond in cases of child maltreatment.
So as the investigators arrive at the house for their training, they literally knock on the door and have to identify themselves as being part of the Department of Children and Family Services, and they don't know who they're going to find behind the door, which is part of the really critical piece of the training as it is in the field. People knock on a door, they don't know who's going to answer, and Susan has spent time preparing them for this simulation, so they know it's going to be one of probably 3 people, but they don't know who, and they don't know what kind of frame of mind that person will be in when they knock on the door. So as they come into the house, then as they gain entry, then they're trying in those first few minutes to get information from the family members about the alleged injury, the allegation, and they just want to have some rapport, and they usually sit down here. As you can see, the house is not in the best condition. We try to create some evidence of risk and some evidence of strengths that the family might have. As you can see, there's children's drawings here, but at the same time there's also wine bottles and pill bottles, and those are the kinds of things that we hope that when Susan debriefs with the investigators, that they'll make notice of that they'll indicate that they've seen some things that are of concern in the house, as well as evidence that the family cares about their kids. There's toys, there's food, and there's obviously electricity, and enough things that the family has some indication that they are caring for and concerned about their child's well-being. We have a wonderful simulation doll that we use. She portrays the youngest member of the family, and we have a partnership with the SIU School of Medicine, so they provide actors who are in the roles of the mother and the boyfriend in the simulation that we use. you know, in looking around, there's lots of things we'd still like to do to the house. There are other pieces of furniture that we need. The bathroom, when we get down there, you'll notice doesn't have a shower. That's something that we'd like to add, but have not been able to do. And you know, over time, we would like to switch out some of the furniture so it doesn't quite look as decrepit as you can see it does here. Because child abuse, child maltreatment happens in any neighborhood, any economic status, any home. Doesn't have to look like this. So we've trained about 145 investigators since February. Eventually, long term, we would love to have classroom space out here. That's one of our big goals, so that our students could come out here for all of their training. You can see the cameras capture everything that goes on in here, and as an investigator is going through their training, they are observed by their colleagues in a classroom on campus. So these cameras also capture everything digitally for the opportunity for those investigators to go back and watch how they did in the house.
We're here at the Center for Online Learning, Research and Service with Dr. Vicki Cook, who's the Director of Colors. The University of Illinois Springfield was honored as a national leader in online education in April 2016 when the University Professional and Continuing Education Association, that's a mouthful, presented its award for strategic innovation in online education during its annual conference in San Diego, California. Dr. Cook, what is the significance of this prestigious award?
This award is given annually, and it focuses on institutions that have online learning as part of the fiber of the institution, built into the strategic planning, the budgeting. It's resourced well, and this organization, the University Professional and Continuing Education Association, is the premier organization across the U.S. that really honors programs that are really focused on high excellence in online learning.
This is not the only award that you have won. This department has gotten a lot of bling. What is it about this department that brings it the praise upon it? Why is it so wonderful?
So we've been acknowledged and honored in the past 19 years with receiving over 15 awards. So we're really excited about that, and it's really a testament to our teaching faculty, to our administration throughout the years, people who really focus on the quality teaching that goes in, regardless of the modality. So we work with faculty and staff who are really focused on high quality online teaching and learning, and the University of Illinois at Springfield is a national leader in that area.
Well, congratulations, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Since 2011, the Illinois Innocence Project at UIS has played a leading role in 10 exonerations of innocent individuals, including 6 in the last 4 years. On the day before Thanksgiving 2016, Charles Palmer became the most recent exoneree of the program. He spent 18 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. Mr. Palmer, what does the Illinois Innocence Project mean to you?
Freedom. You know, it's just like, I don't know, you know, it's just like, if it wasn't for the Illinois Innocence Project, I would still be incarcerated. You know, it's been my backbone of innocence, always believing in me. You know, so the Illinois Innocence Project and all his family, you know, I just owe a lot of gratitude and thanks for all they've done and all they continue to do. So, you know, I'll always be here, always, if anything they need from me to talk to people, I'll always be here to do it. So, you know, I just want to give back. Thank you.
Welcome back.
Wow.
Tell us a little bit about Charles Palmer's exoneration. That was very recent, and that was a special case. Why?
Well, it was a special case. I've gotten to know Charles quite well over the 6 years that I worked his case. I've come to know him as just a wonderful man who shouldn't have been locked up because he was innocent, as DNA is now proven. But his case takes on, legally, takes on an additional layer of concern that we had because Charles had a life sentence. If he wasn't exonerated, he would have died in prison. When we get a case of a guy serving natural life, those are the most serious cases that we can get, and we're thrilled that Charles will not have to suffer that injustice.